Folks, it's good to see you all. However, I must confess I've been a little crabby this week. You know where late at night you can't help but dwell on an embarrassing experience from years ago? You know what I'm talking about? Well, I've been dwelling on one such experience that was deeply traumatic to my ego and confidence. So I've come up here tonight with the express purpose of getting this off my chest. It'll krill me not to, but let me know. But let me know if that's okay. We good? We good. All right. Thank you. Now, let me take you back to 2013 to Simpson College, just off the turnpike south of Des Moines, Iowa. We're talking college freshman Robert, and this takes place specifically around winter break. It started with a simple notification on my cell phone. An unexpected Instagram DM from a girl at school. And this girl, let's call her Megan, or the Meg for short. She was seemingly way out of my league, maybe even 20,000 leagues. But as the old saying goes, when opportunity knocks, it wastes no time for the unprepared. And I was as prepared as any college freshman could be, which meant I whaley wasn't. Meg was a junior at Simpson, and she was in my algebra class. She had a locks going for her. That's a deep cut. So much so that I found myself clamming up whenever she was around. But she was the expert at playing coy, and had quite the bevy of admirers on campus. That one DM, which was a big gill for me, turned into a few weeks of messaging back and forth. She found my jokes funny and said I was cracking her up. I was so tied up in the moment that I didn't really take note of when mentions of making income on the side began bubbling up in general conversation. Then the week of our return to class, she asked me to join her at an event up in Des Moines with some of her coworkers. I jumped at what I had convinced myself was a date. This was a seize the moment opportunity. Carpe diem, if you will. So I pulled up at her sorority house, and things were off to a rather fishy start. She had two strangers with her, and she had selfishly assumed I would give them a ride as well. But I didn't want to be the bass in this situation. I'm in the business of making friends, not anemones, after all. So after some rearranging of the back seat, the other two people were able to muscle their way in. It took a bit, but I kept up a kipper attitude. That's a male salmon, by the way. I was, after all, pretty emotionally invested at this point. So we took off for the strip mall where our destination was firmly wedged between a Chinese buffet and a loan shark. As we parked, this bad eeling in my stomach continued to grow. I was a little wall-eyed upon entering, but I saw some people in the corner who were moving boxes of what appeared to be household goods. Eventually, Salmon carrying a black reef case began presenting about selling to your friends and getting your friends to sell to their friends and so on and so forth. Holy mackerel! That's when everything began to correlate in my mind. This was a pyramid scheme, and I was among the Meg's latest victims. Confirmed to be dolphinately true when she joined the man on stage as his second in command. I thought to myself, this can't be happening to me. I've been pseudo-catfished. My heart was broken so badly that no sturgeon could hope to put it back together. She had orchestrated everything just to get me here for a multi-level marketing scheme. Her interest in me, nothing more than a red herring. You beta believe I made a quick exit after ensuring she and the others, who were fully on board with her, had alternative transportation. I mean, what a load of pollux. And the halibut all is that she never, that was a tough one to get in there. And the halibut all is that she never really talked to me again after that. And that's okay because she made me feel like a chub. But all good things, like this monologue, and bad things, like the Meg, must end, especially before I begin to flounder. So I'll leave you with one last word and pun before I wave goodbye. Finn.
1, 2, 3,